Hello and welcome to Andy and Katie's Allotment, our YouTube channel. I'm Andy, as you know, and this is our YouTube channel, Andy and Katie's Allotment. What I'm doing today is one of the March jobs, and that is sowing peas. I'm sowing three types of peas. It's something that I've not had any success with before, because I've never had an allotment really big enough to get a lot of peas. So I'm doing three types of peas. I'm doing like a normal pea for pods. It's called Duce Provence. So read from that what you will, whether it's oh, it says it's French. So it's a French winter hardy variety. So I suppose the Provence gives that away. But these are quite a large pod and quite big peas. The second thing that I'm going to have a go at is the sugar snap peas. So they're the ones that you pick before they swell, and they're the flat pods that you can eat. They're a Monge 2 type, but they are the flat sort. These are called Oregon sugar pod. Large, flat and sweet pods. The third type is the sugar snap peas, and these are called Nairobi. So these are again a Monge 2 type that you just eat the whole pod. So you don't pod the peas. You just eat the whole thing. These are, as I say, Nairobi. So I've got a big bed that's going to be dedicated to peas. I'm not quite sure how many plants I'll need, so again I'm probably going to do what I usually do and plant far too many, but that's fine. So let's see how we're going to approach this. So what I'm going to show you first is the potting mix. It's just a basic good quality peat-free compost. There's nothing special about it, apart from, as I say, it is a fairly good one. It's not one of the cheaper ones, because I think for seedlings it's important that they get the best start. And then the next thing to mention is the tray that I'm using. The last few times I've used these. This one's a slightly different one because it's only 24 cells, but as you can hear by the crunching, it's a fairly flimsy plastic tray. But you know, I've grown broad beans in this one, and they did do the job, no doubt about it. So they are okay, and that'll be okay to use again. But what I bought last year, and I'll be honest with you, they're not cheap. But they will last quite a lot longer, is these trays. And these, as you can see, are a solid plastic, and these were designed by Charles Dowding, which most of you probably have heard of on the internet. Very experienced in what he does, and he came up with the idea that instead of using those plastic trays year for a couple of years and then throwing them away, to get these. And also, as you can notice on there, the holes at the bottom are really big. There's a number of reasons for them being like that. First one is that when you come to push the seed, or the small plant out of the cell, you know, there's something there to get your finger in. But the main reason is for drainage. Seeds hate being in overly moist soil or compost. So the idea is that the seed trays can drain. So, as I say, this one is a 60, so it's a CD 60. I think you can get them on the internet, either direct on Charles Dowding's website, or you can get them through a company called Containerwise, who actually make them. He designed them, they make them. So the peas, as I said, I'm going to do quite a few plants. So these are the normal peas, the Douce or Douce Provence, that's how you pronounce it, and yeah, just as you would expect, there they are in the bottom of the seed packet. So what I'm going to do, normally what I would do is I would leave the level of the compost quite high, and then just sprinkle some soil over the top. As you can imagine, the pea seed is slightly bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put two in each cell, because obviously we're not guaranteed that every single one will germinate. So, as I say, potentially we're going to get 120 pea plants here, but as I say, I'm not thinking for 1 minute each one is going to germinate. So there we go, that's the principle of where we get how we plant the how we sow the pea seeds. Okay, so I've now filled all of the cells there. You can see without tipping them out. All of the cells there with 2 pea seeds in each one. So these now are the launch 2 and the snap peas, and the ones that I sowed originally are in the tray underneath. So now that all that I need to do is to give them a covering. So it doesn't need to be too thick, but these are similar to when I did the broad beans. You know, they are quite a robust seed, so maybe don't need as much, or can take more compost over the top. I'm just giving them a push down so that the compost is in contact with each seed, and hopefully they should germinate nicely. Just going on from what I was saying, this is a 60 cell tray. As you probably saw, the cells are quite a bit smaller. The idea of that is that it's saving on compost, because you don't need them to be in there for that long. As soon as they're big enough to be planted out this time of year, they can be. So they don't need to be in there because I've got the space. The only time that they might need to be in a bigger one, or going to maybe even be transplanted into one that size, is if you didn't have the room and you were waiting for something else to finish. But because this is the beginning of spring, then as I say, there's nothing much in there anyway, so these are pretty much ready to go once they are. So that's the idea of a 60 and not a 40. You just don't need that much more compost. And all I'm going to do now is the same on here, put the label in and give them all a good watering. So that's the end of today's video. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, then please subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, then please spread the word to other people. But if If you are watching this for the first time and enjoying what you're seeing, then it's Andy and Katie's Allotment on YouTube. We are also on other social media platforms, but this is the main way that we like to communicate through our YouTube channel. So please press the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. So until then, it's goodbye from me and happy gardening.